Good morning, my friends in Pennsylvania. I'm Sam Rohr. I said in my first broadcast that our nation is on the brink of financial and economic collapse. No country can survive the level of our growing national debt. It is important that you know my position about the economy, both from a domestic and global perspective. And this morning, I'm going to tell you my views about strengthening ownership incentives and values, adopting policies to create jobs for the unemployed, and freeing your life from highly restrictive regulations that are plaguing your ability to get things done, preventing you from carrying out your personal and family goals. There is a stark fact actually being felt directly by you and me and other Pennsylvanians right now. It's felt in the job market, at the gas pump, at the grocery store, in buying clothes for your children, in the cost of education, and in the value of your home. It's appearing everywhere, insidious and menacing. First, the insidious share of the federal government's ownership in yours and your neighbor's labor, and profits, and property has never been greater than now. Where? Taxes and fees, inflation, and oppressive regulations, to name just a few. They're destroying personal incentives and the spirit of entrepreneurship in our country. In fact, federal government economic policies are destroying incentives for acquiring, achieving, or retaining personal resources once more easily acquired and enjoyed as a part of what was known as America's exceptionalism. One of my goals as your United States Senator will be to help restore a new spirit of independence for the unfettered use of rugged individualism and a strong work ethic, and for the elevated standard of a commitment to family with moral dignity. These are not just platitudes. They're a part of my life's history and my commitment to you in making every exhausting effort for new leadership in the Congress of the United States for achieving these tangible results. Now, secondly, there is a current unprecedented litany of media focus on unemployment and poverty, school dropouts, drug use, crime, family, structure failures, and other societal problems crying out for solutions. These issues are absolutely going unattended by the current administration and Congress focused on political expediencies and personal power. While many policies emanating from the federal government have contributed to these problems, there is now an unmistakable economic component to them all. The misallocation and waste of government financial resources is unmatched in scale due to graft, self-interest, political and bureaucratic bumbling. Yet underlying the root cause is the unconstitutional expansion and role of the federal government into the lives of our citizens, businesses, and our states. Can one man influence the magnitude of change needed? I tell you, it is almost overwhelming. But I am encouraged by coalitions of men and women in the Congress who hold to conservative principles and constitutional convictions with the vision to repair our country. But as one senator said, we must first show up for the job. And I can assure you that this one man, Sam Rohr, will show up for the job and will join with those of like mind on conservative principles and with those who have deep convictions about how to bring about renewal. Third, costly and free market inhibiting regulations are smothering the economy of America. Needless and unconstitutional regulations are killing incentives and jobs under the motivations of government officials to build a bigger government and a more dependent constituency. A new majority in the United States Senate committed to a true limited federal government as outlined by a constitution can bring about common sense changes where regulations are exposed as without authority, wasteful, and destructive. Last week I observed a documentary on the extent to which regulations are stifling even America's finest institution, the lemonade stand. Down to the smallest entrepreneur, the destructive influence of absurd regulations are showing themselves. To return the power of our free enterprise system in America, we must do these things. Reduce the role and scope of the federal government itself, and with it the size and breadth of executive branch agencies. Decentralize regulatory oversight by returning power to the states. Completely reassessing policies which are unsustainable by applying ordinary reason and repeal those that exceed constitutional authority. Most importantly, to reinstate the limited constitutional role of the federal government and to remove its involvement in the economic free enterprise system. Doing these things will bring about economic renewal and radically reduce the negative influence of the current highly adverse and government-controlled economic environment in which we live and we work. This campaign is about advancing my constitutionally conservative fiscal principles of restoring truth and faith in the economic affairs of the nation as I would enter the United States Senate and make a mark for a freer America. Joining colleagues of like mind and experience will together offer a true vision for hope and make a much greater impact on the future of our country. As I have said before, I expect legislative solutions will come quickly to the floor of the United States Senate under a Republican majority in the Senate and the maintaining of a Republican majority in the House of Representatives. On my first broadcast, I said that I am an experienced legislator, equipped in the legislative knowledge and conservative principles required to make wise decisions in the U.S. Senate on your behalf. As an experienced businessman and legislator, I will be ready on day one to act swiftly. Please check this site daily and your emails for new video content. Pass these messages along to your friends, and most importantly, pray for our nation. I ask for your vote. I am Sam Rohr, candidate for United States Senate from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.